That's too funny. I'm gonna send it to my friend Tim. Here on the Willy T again. It's hard to go wrong jumping off the top. But you know what? The ladder broke off. But now getting out, it's actually not easy at all. If I sit down there on the bottom, they gotta get that fixed. People are having a tough time getting out. So what are we doing?
Having dinner at Norman Island.
At the Pirates Fight?
At the Pirates Fight.
Yeah, look at it out here. It's beautiful. We've sailed all the way down from North Gorda Sound at Sabre Rock and Bitter End Yacht Club down here to Norman, which is a fair ways. I think it was 13 miles.
I think it's 15.
15 miles, what he thinks, and it was a great sail. And we just, you know, the motor's off and it's peaceful, and we weren't setting any big records. We're not a race boat.
It's just a great day to be out on the water and sailing past the baths and seeing all the boats. And I mean, it's just blue sky and green water. Couldn't ask for any more.
No, it's good. It was great. And so we're having dinner here tonight, and then we're going to do some work on the boat tomorrow, and probably have dinner here tomorrow night. And then we have some testing to do in order to get ourselves to Sint Maarten, which is the next port of call. We'll pop around a little bit here, maybe a few more days, but I think
we're on our way.
Yeah, we're getting close. So today we're just motor sailing downwind down to Road Town from Scrub Island Resort, and the plan is we have to clear out, and then we're going to motor or sail depending on the wind. It's very light today. We're going to motor over to Cooper Island. Get ourselves to Cooper Island and have a late lunch there, do a quick cat nap, and then at dusk we're going to head out for St. Martin and do an overnight sail down to there. We want to be able to arrive in daylight. If we leave in the morning, we probably won't be able to sail the 70 miles and get there by dark. Plus we want to make sure we can catch a bridge opening into the lagoon. Dutch Sint Maarten. So when he's done all the paperwork, she's filed with the EHAS system that they have, and we have our PCR tests as of last night, which we tested negative, so we're good for that. And so we should be all good to go. And over there is Hodges Creek, where we chartered a boat many years ago from Marine Max, and then down a little further, it's hard to see, but there's a cruise ship, I believe, and that would be Road Town. Beyond that, next stop down in Stanley Key. This is Road Town here. It's coming in. Well, we got lunch at Cooper Island Beach Club. Yep, we're headed off. Upwind sailing to get to St. Martin. That's gonna suck, but it just is what it is. That's why they say gentlemen don't sail to windward. It's a lot of work. But there's the BVI. There's the backside of Virgin Gorda. That little isthmus there, you could get, if you could get through, you'd be getting through into Laverick Bay area. North Gorda Sound, Fallen Jerusalem, Ginger Island, Cooper Island, Peter Island, way down there, Norman Island. Of course, Tortola in the background. This is how it starts, a big passage. This sea of land disappearing over the horizon. Our telltales are flying straight up and down, which means that the air's not going over the sail properly. It really looks like I'm oversheeted, so I'm going to maybe let a little off and see what happens there.
Got a long ways to go. Just getting the sunset. Watch for the green flash. There it is. That sure looks green to me. We do have an hour for the bridge opening in. That's the way things work sometimes, but yeah. So we're gonna have to hang out here for a while. Sweet looking boats in the anchorage. Well, here I just wanted to kind of show everybody our trip to St. Maarten, and it starts with us sailing, and this is us sailing. We're going about 10 miles off the rum line, or off the route plan on each tack, and right here something happens. And what happened was a somewhat catastrophic failure of our baby stay. I'm going to go show that here in a second. So I was on watch at night, and there was a huge popping sound, and next thing I knew, I knew something had failed. I could feel it, and it popped off and like went off into the sail, and then fell onto the side deck. So luckily, didn't no real damage. But it's a pretty big 10 mil stay, and here you can see where it attaches down below with this turnbuckle. It came all the way off and around. So looking up there by the radar dome, there's a tab sticking off the mast with the connection where this hooks on. And so I'm going to go up here in a bit, and we're going to have to take a look at it and find out what happened. Given that this happened so quick, so soon after our furler install, I'm sure a lot of viewers would jump to the conclusion immediately that this stay failure had something to do with that change in the rigging. And normally when there's something like this that happens, you would want to check that, but I don't think so. I think that if anything, this little baby stay was maybe not adjusted properly. I think it has a lot of tension on it, and always has ever since we bought the boat. It's backed by the opposing forces, are these giant 12 mil
half shrouds, I would call them. They only go up to the same location, and there's one on each side to triangulate the support for the mast. And these things are 12 mil compacted strand. The baby stay is really 10 mil standard wire rope. And so I don't know, you don't want to, on the leeward side stay of these has always been a little loose. If we are, and normally you don't want to see looseness in any kind of a shroud. You know, it's hard to tell whether this is a stay or a shroud. Typically the shrouds are going to be on the side of the mast and the stays are going to be fore and aft. But being that this is kind of a triangulated thing, it's kind of halfway between. And so a lot of forces going on here. Of course, the second that this failed, the first order of business was to stop the boat and get all the sail down, take all the forces off the mast immediately, and furl the sails. And then I actually also cranked up this small halyard, which goes to the same location. You can see it on the winch still, and it's pretty strong. Again, just to create a similar type of support. And then secondly, I ran our running backstays. We got our running backstays, you know, up and deployed. And the point there trying to be, again, to provide the mast with all the support that it could possibly have, and not dismiss the need for some part of the system. Can't do that. So here's the issue right here. And that's the part. This clevis pin out here, and then remove this. It's that's the failure point right there. So I have to go get a new one of those. I also took this bulb out because I don't like the kind of bluish tint that it has, only to find that our riggers, in typical fashion, aren't electricians. And so they just stripped the wire and wrapped it around the screw and put the whole thing together. And I hate that. Just such half-assed work. I'm gonna put a new one in there later. I'll bring up the proper crimp connectors for that. Got our new baby stay, and that's right here. It's got a Hain turnbuckle and new studs, terminations on both sides, and the guys at the riggers say that these jaws are stronger and tend not to break. We'll see. I upgraded to a 10 mil compacted strand style cable. Having removed both cotter pins, keep this from spinning, I'm going to throw some Lumar winch grease on the threads, so that as I back this off, it'll lube it all up. Guys at FKG rigging say they like the Lumar grease as a turnbuckle lubricant, better than Tef gel.
Kevin's attaching our new baby forestay.
After a lot of back and forth with the rig, I finally got this little baby stay installed. It doesn't have the cotter pins in yet because I'm still in the process of tuning. It's got cotter pins here. It's got cotter pins in the pin up top, but it doesn't in the adjustment mechanism because I'm still working on that. So when the customs people asked us if we had a lot of cash, what's the deal?
It's just ECs.
So the ECs, eh? How much is there?
About 1,700 ECs, which is worth about 300 bucks.
No,
400 bucks?
No, it's more than that, I think.
Yeah, well, they only want to know about $10,000 or more.
No, we don't have $10,000 on the boat. I wish we did. That'd be cool.
I wish we did. That'd be cool. We could make a bed out of it and lie in it. Wouldn't that be fun?
So these are what's called Eastern Caribbean currency, and everybody calls it ECs. And some of the islands in the Caribbean use it, notably Antigua. Who else uses it?
Antigua. St. Lucia, I think.
I think St. Lucia.
I can't remember who else. Barbuda. Actually, boat, yeah. And it's probably the sailboat, too.
We're digging this boat because it's got this super yacht, because it's got a sailboat actually on it. And bring their own sailboat around. Oh yeah. High quality muck though.
High qual.
This is craziness at the bridge. Look at all these boats waiting to get out. We must be 15 of them. It's going to be a long bridge opening for the traffic. A whole bunch of race boats getting ready to go out with us. Here, a few minutes. We're looking for the 10:30 bridge, and it doesn't open until exactly 10:30. So we're gonna start letting some of the other boats go through. The race boats, these Volvo, well, I just call it the ocean race now, but these boats apparently either have canting keels, which means the keel can be moved from side to side manually from inside the boat, or ballast tanks. We're not sure which, but allows the boat to be kind of stuck to one side. They don't seem to want to have they seem to want to have some amount of list in the boat for some reason that I don't understand. But that's how they've been at the dock, and they're actually sailing that way as well.
Congestion.
Feel the bell thruster from them?
Mm-hmm.
And reverse now.
Yeah, that's a good plan. I think let him get out of your way. Dinghy in the water up ahead. Fishing boat possibly. Pretty pleasing to be more or less staying with a ocean race boat. Even though this guy's gonna kick our ass in a New York minute if they wanted to.
The ocean. That's what I don't want to happen.
How's it going, Miss Wendy?
Going great. We're just sailing over to Marigot, and we're having a nice wind. Having a great time.
Oh yeah. 7 knots.
Hard to get.
23 apparent. We're moving to Marigot Bay. We're gonna get some fuel at the fuel dock there. Deep enough for us. We've been there before, so we know it's going to work. And then we're going to have dinner in Marigot, and then we're going to go up to Grand Pass. So do that trip again, which is wonderful. Can't wait. Let's get the middle one off first.
What?
Let's get the middle one off first.
It's just he'd released you and you didn't have any check on your going forward.
I see.
Did you bring it up for me? Thanks. That was so nice. There's the boat we were using as our mark.
Yeah. Oh, this is a nice one. Actually, this would be a nice yeah.
Yeah. Pictures, you said?
Yeah, you and me. Pretending that you like me.
What you think, big guy? Fireboat, the one with the sail up, is getting ready to cast off. And they're just going to sail right off their mooring. This is a event type thing they do every day for the cruise ships, and so the cruise ship people get to kind of sign up for it and probably pay a little extra. It seems like a cool program. These are the original 12-meter yachts from way back in the day. The U.S. the America's Cup boats. They've got 3 of them here, plus one on the hard that's pretty badly damaged. It's caught in the hurricane, I'm sure. And off they go. Let's see about these guys. They must know where they're headed because there are some shallow areas over there, and I think these things draw quite a bit of water. The draft is large on one of these. Stars and Stripes 12-meter yacht. And they're getting ready to kind of try to come back onto their ball. Just that fender over there in the water. Do this many times for Yachtmaster. Come up into the wind. If they time it right, they'll just come right up onto the ball.